สวัสดีครับทุกท่านวันนี้อยู่กับผมนะครับพบจากช่อง Zchool Ztory นะครับวันนี้ผมจะไปอินเทอร์วิวคุณครู2ท่านนะครับว่าการมาเรียนนิวซีแลนด์มันดียังไงแล้วมันแตกต่างกับการเรียนที่เอเชียยังไงถ้าอยากรู้แล้วไปชมกันเลยครับ
Miss, can you introduce yourself?
Certainly. I'm Raelyne Selby, so I'm the International Director at Hillcrest High School in Hamilton, New Zealand.
Okay, let's start with our first question. Are there a lot of homework and is it hard?
There possibly isn't as much homework as you're used to getting in your own country, but there always is homework for students to do. It might be completing some work for an assessment, or it might be doing some reading or doing revision of the work they've done in class. So there always is some homework.
Okay, and is it hard to study here in New Zealand?
It's difficult because you're learning in a different system, but if you're a good student in your own country, you're going to be a good student in New Zealand.
And what should we prepare before we came to New Zealand?
In practical terms, in the junior schools, year 9, 10 and coming up to year 11, you need to bring a laptop with you because quite a bit of your work will be done electronically. Thinking about uniforms, bring black lace-up shoes with you. I'm sure they're a lot cheaper in your home country than here. I'd suggest as far as language goes, make sure you do lots of reading in English, as much speaking in English as you can before you come.
Near the school, are there any place where we can relax?
Sometimes students come into the International Centre after school. We have a homework centre here once a week, so you're very welcome to come into that centre. The school library is open till 4 o'clock, so you can go there. And there are some local cafes that sometimes students go to.
And what are some activities do we have here in school?
We have a very wide range of cultural and sporting activities. We have music, we have school orchestra, we have scat, which is a jazz choir. We have the different cultural groups that are very important, things like the lion dance team. And then if you want to do other things such as sports, such as tennis or rugby or hockey, and then there's things like the chess club. So lots of different things that you can join, and that's really important and a good way of getting to know people.
Are there a lot of breaks or holidays?
There are 4 terms in the year, and after each term there are 2 weeks holidays. Thereafter term 1, term 2 and term 3, but then after term 4 there's 6 weeks holiday. So that's our longest summer holiday, which is December and January.
After we finish high school in New Zealand, where can we go to study next? Like which country can we go and graduate the universities and things like that?
Our national education qualification is NCEA, so that is increasingly recognised worldwide. So different universities have different rules, but in general New Zealand qualifications will be recognised overseas. It may still mean that you might have to sit some English language tests depending on which country and which university you go to.
And is it expensive to be spent to come to New Zealand or?
It's more affordable than some other countries, and it's also seen as a safe destination. So it's not cheap, but you get quality for what you pay.
If we have a dream, career dreams, can the school provide us like the subject choice that we need to use in the university?
We have a very good careers department that can talk this through to you and make sure you're taking the right subjects. And also we have very personalised timetables. So if you want to take an unusual combination like maths, physics and art, it is still possible.
Okay, and who are we staying with?
Students either stay with their family or extended family or friends, or they stay in a homestay.
What are some differences between New Zealand and Asian education?
I think perhaps the main difference is that our education is very focused on inquiry and finding out why things happen, how things happen, using your initiative, analysing things, and really looking at the big picture and investigating things.
And what are some benefits and negative things about studying in New Zealand?
I think the positive thing is you're experiencing a very different culture. You're learning about a new system, you're adapting, you're growing as a person. It's a very good experience for you, and you come out with internationally recognised qualifications. The negative side is you're generally away from your family, and it does take time to adapt.
And what do you want to tell the audience who are watching this video?
If you're interested in coming to New Zealand, ask people who have already been there, look at websites, ask lots of questions, and once you come, be very brave and get involved in everything. Make the most of the opportunity and you will benefit from it. Enjoy the time.
Thank you, Miss Selby.
My pleasure.
Mr. Uivel, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Hans Uivel, and I am the head of the Physical Education and Health faculty.
Okay, I would like to ask, is it hard to study here in New Zealand?
I don't believe so, Pop. I think the students here have a relatively light workload compared to students overseas, but at the same time we have an emphasis on a balanced lifestyle and introducing students to sport and the arts and music while they're here. So our students extend themselves in other areas as well as studying. And certainly on the international stage, New Zealand students do very well in terms of university study without having to spend all of their time studying as some nations do.
Okay, and what are some benefits and negative thing about studying in New Zealand?
I think the study is less competitive and more relaxed than in some countries. I think that allows students to feel that they have a place, that there's not a stigma to failing, because obviously some students are more capable than others. So I think students are recognised as individuals and they possibly feel more comfortable with being able to operate at their comfort level within the system. There can be a tendency for students to underperform if they're not highly motivated, but again it comes down to the individual and how much they want to work. If they want to work very hard, I believe our education system is set up for students to work very hard. I think the level of what you are expected to know, the skills, the knowledge that you have, I think internationally that's still at a very good stage. So level 3 is still at a level that you need to work if you're going to acquire those credits and understand that knowledge. And it's well placed for you entering university here in New Zealand or anywhere else.
And what would you like to tell the audience who are watching and deciding to come to New Zealand?
I think New Zealand's known as a very friendly country. A lot of people who come from overseas tell me they can't believe how friendly the people are. I think it's a relaxed country. It's a country where personal freedom is built into everything that we do. So you don't feel constrained by your environment because there's lots of room, there's lots of natural air, there's natural light. We don't work endlessly to achieve in study, so therefore we go to beaches and we go biking and we go to the swimming pool and we hang out with our friends, and that's built in, that's a natural expectation in New Zealand that you have the time to develop yourself personally, and there's a time for play and there's a time for study. And I understand that can be quite different than a lot of other nations. We very much encourage students to play sport, to be involved in a range of personal development things, and we believe that makes the whole person. And here in New Zealand our schools certainly don't just focus on academic results. We are very much intent on developing happy, rounded students who can leave Hillcrest High School and can succeed in a range of international scenes. They have the personal qualities.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Pop. Very good.
โอเคครับทุกท่านหลังจากทุกท่านได้ดูคลิปนี้เสร็จแล้วนะครับ ก็นั่นแหละครับคือการอินเทอร์วิวคุณครูสองท่านที่ผมบอกเมื่อครู่นะครับแล้วก็คือคลิปนี้มันก็ยาวแล้วเพราะฉะนั้นถ้าคุณชอบคลิปนี้อย่าลืมกดไลค์กดแชร์แล้วก็กดปุ่ม subscribe ข้างล่างนี้ด้วยนะครับแล้วก็อย่าลืมกดกระดิ่งด้วยนะมันจะได้เตือนว่าเราลงคลิปวันไหนบ้างนะครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยวผมจะทำคลิปแปลไว้อีกคลิปหนึ่งก็แล้วกันนะครับถ้าอยากรู้ว่าที่คุณครูเขาพูดมาทั้งหมดคืออะไรรอติดตามชมในคลิปหน้านะครับโอเคครับวันนี้ก็ขอตัวลาไปก่อนนะครับสวัสดีครับ See you again in the new story next time bye bye